Hello. So for our Sunday fun day today, we were thinking about at church, before church, even yesterday, what we wanted to cook. It's fall coming up, right? Pumpkins, spice, everything nice. It's like 80 degrees here, so we thought we would do. It's Labor Day, right? So it's the last day of summer for us here in Northwest Indiana. We've got some mangoes, some dill, some rice, some fish, and we wanted to do a summer dish, which was really light and super fresh and flavorful, like a summer, I don't know, summer grill out. But we wanted to do some fall colors, so that's what we settled on. We settled on scallops, white, salmon for the pink or the orange, and the leaves are still green here, so that's why we went with the green. Super cute. So we got our fish at Costco because why?
Because they have the best.
They have the best. It was super yummy. It came with these three maitre d' butters, like garlic, and I think there's basil in it, and butter. And then it came with some dill on it. I like to rinse that off. And this isn't a knock on Costco, but I don't know how much salt they put in it, or how much flavor, or what flavor. So I kind of wanted to rinse it off and start clean. And then we got scallops here. These were from Aldi, and I have a big spiel on scallops. You want to hear it? Okay. Two types of scallops. One is a wet pack and one is a dry pack. These are dry packed scallops. So they get them out of the ocean, they pull them out, harvest them, clean them, rinse them, freeze them, put them in a bag, and that's it. And that's the way they should be. The other way is wet packed, and wet pack has trisodium phosphate, TSP. And what it does is it plumps up the scallop. They get more for it on the market, and they sell it wet. That would be for like pastas, maybe a salad, something like that. But the thing you want on a scallop is a nice like brown sear. If you have trisodium phosphate in this, it's not going to sear. It's going to be opaque and translucent and rubbery and nothing like a scallop. So baby, dry pack scallops, some maitre d' butter, a little simple salad, and some mango rice. So that's our Sunday fun day dinner. But we had to spice it up a little bit, so we're going to cook it on our salt stone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And our salt stone has been baking in the oven. It's about 500 degrees. You have seen me do this on different episodes with steak, but I've never done it with fish. So this is our first time to do it with fish. The prep for this recipe is simple. We're going to cut up an avocado. We're going to...
An avocado? This is why I get into you.
We're going to cut up a mango. We're going to cut up some salmon, and we're going to do it to it. So, how about this? Do you want to measure a cup of... we're going to do 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water.
Okay. So you want me to get 2 cups of water?
I have 2 cups of water boiling. So I use boiling water in my recipe for rice. So measure the boiling water. We're going to turn on the wok, get that super hot, and then I'll show you the next step. I'll cut up. So turn on the wok, cup of water, cup of rice. That one might be really good. Well, my wife got me a schmancy new knife set. I mean, got us a schmancy new knife set. So it might be important to torn out some of these mangoes. These are nice.
What do you want to know? Low, medium?
Super hot, screeching,
Okay.
ludicrous hot.
You want me to measure the boiling water?
Yeah. need a cup. Go ahead. So the mango seed goes a long ways. Find it. Fish mangoes. So, mango and sticky rice is a dish, and we're not cooking that because, I don't know, it's a recipe for another time and I've never made it. This is going to get the flavors of mango and sticky rice. It'll just be mangoes and rice. Beautiness.
Hubby went out to check the fire. I am stuck seasoning the salmon. So I just like to stick with a little bit of salt, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, and some parsley. Super simple, super easy. Just pinch it and spread it. I like to put it in my hand first because you can kind of have a little bit more control of how much you're throwing on there. So my husband likes to heavy season, whereas I'm a little bit more of a light seasoner. So I'm sure he's gonna fix this somehow, some way. But for now, it's gonna be perfect in my opinion. And just keep pinching your seasonings until you feel pretty satisfied. Now you can sneak and flip it over and keep adding. Which I'm sure is wrong somehow, but this is how I do it. You guys can have your flow of what works for you. Really just a touch more salt. Kind of massage and pat in there. Just so it really gets in there when he's gonna put it on the grill. I'm gonna do the scallop seasoning, which I think we're just gonna do a little bit of Old Bay and some salt minus the parsley, just because I like the taste of scallops and I feel like that should be the main taste, just enhanced with the salt and Old Bay. And again, with the little pinch and sprinkle method, just allows you to have a little bit more control how much you're using. Because if you're a Swedish chef like we are in this family, you would pour the Old Bay entirely out on the scallops, and that would be sad. So again, we're just gonna pat it in there a little bit, just so the seasonings really hug those scallops. There we go.
I'm going to take this one now and put it on our grill. guys have seen me do this before in other episodes with some steak. Pork, chicken. I've never done it with fish, so we're doing all this for the first time. So I'm glad to do it. So with our seafood tray right here, it's all very speculative at this point. I'm hoping the stone's hot enough to sear it. What I'd like to have it is like metal temperature, where you can, have this in a pan and get a really nice crusty layer. So here's the thing that my wife and I differ on. It's canola oil in a can. So I like it for this application specifically because I do have butter, which is obviously so much better as a flavor profile. But in this case, a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of surface area understanding is I want to get as much surface area to get that caramelization on those scallops. So I want very little oil, right? And at the end we're going to add flavor, because this thing is it's a block of salt. It's not a bit of iron. So good luck to us. So last thing we've got is a little bit of a prayer and a wish. So we've been cooking oak and charcoal in this fire for about an hour now. I think that's good enough. So away we go. I'm gonna cook the bigger ones first.
So why are we cooking the scallops first?
So I think they're so delicate. They're more like shrimp. You can eat them kind of like a medium well. Overcooked scallops, just like overcooked shrimp, are very, very rubbery. So I would like to monitor this the best I can. I have high confidence we can play with salmon that's forgiving. So I'm going to try to cook the scallops on this side, and then we'll just put one fillet and one fillet right there on the salmon. And they're searing nice. It sounds nice. And I promise you, I'm very much experimental with this. I've never done it. But at this point, I kind of like what's going on. I'm going to shut the lid real quick after I get this one batch on. And whoever seasoned these, seasoned them. I didn't invent this way. This works for me. It's a hodgepodge of probably the best techniques. So I have boiling water. We just had that on the kettle. This is hot water, 2-to-1 ratio, 2 water, 1 rice. I put my rice in a hot wok and I toast it just real quick. And if I say it's 15 seconds and you guys are counting, it's probably gonna be 30, but I'm saying it's not a long time. Get a little bit of the toast flavor to it. I was doing Asian food. I might even put a little sesame in at this point, but we're not going for Asian. We're just going for kind of perfectly cooked rice, and I'm almost there right now. So it's a smell more than anything, and that's a tough thing to explain. Like when popcorn's ready, you just know it from the smell. So I'm doing 2 already boiling cups of water. And then when we got the salmon at Costco, it came with one of those maitre d' butters. So we're gonna put that in too. So we've got water boiling. Hey Siri, set timer for 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes and counting.
So that's it. So we're gonna reach a boil here in about 30 seconds, and once we do that, we set it and forget it. No salt, nothing like that. Again, there's a million ways you could take it. You could put broth in it, you could put salt in it. I like to salt at the end. and I don't have a good reason for that other than that's the way I was taught. So that's rice in 15 minutes. This thing's gonna be perfectly cooked. And we also watched another TikTok video, so shout out to him. And that was the inspiration behind this. So a bunch of things you can do with rice, and this is probably 3 or 4 days worth. We've got all of our bases covered here. From this is the belly right here, okay? That's gonna be for your well-done people. That's gonna be cooked all the way through. And then we graduate all the way up here. And then for you flavor lovers, for you adventurers, in my opinion, this is the way to eat salmon. We're gonna let that cook off for a little bit, burn off all that yummy, and I mean, it's stone, so it's gonna stand up to the rest of that heat, and we're gonna clean it just like grill grates. Next step, we're gonna plate this, and
To the salad, which is what we're gonna place the salmon on. So like you saw earlier, I seasoned the salmon and with all that yumminess. So we're just gonna add a little bit of stuff to the salad to make it yummy, but we don't want too much because again, we already seasoned the salmon. The salmon's going on top of it. So this is just for color and a little bit of extra yumminess. So I usually like to do a fresh lemon, but I don't know where it went. It ran away. So I do have lime juice, which works in a pinch, but you're just gonna sprinkle just a little on there. And also some salt. One little side story is the first time I saw my husband put salt on salad, I thought it was the weirdest thing in the world because I had only had salad from really restaurants that I liked. And I mean, it was just lettuce and the egg or whatever else they put on it. But I never noticed salt. But this adds like kind of a little bit of texture to it, in my opinion, but makes it super yummy as well. A little bit of pepper. Mix all that in there. We are mixing the salad just a tad bit early since we're showing y'all what we're doing. Otherwise it would have wilted and it wouldn't look so pretty. And remember, less is more. I know that you guys out there might want to get super fancy with it, but again, salmon's going on top of it. Really any salmon or fish, chicken, steak even that you're putting on a salad, light season. Otherwise it's going to take away from, your main thing, which is your meat.
Yum. It's good. It's flaky. I think just like anything with cooking, certainly there's technique, but like we started off with some really good salmon. Since we're in Indiana, as good as we can get scallops. I don't know. I wouldn't change much about it. You get the smoke. It's super smoky. Way more smoky and better than I thought. Like we wouldn't
It's
catch
not
any smoke.
overwhelming smoke.
No.
Doesn't
Delicate,
taste like you took a thing
flaky,
of liquid
right?
Smoke and